Me personally, I don't think there's a trophy we can't win. When that happens is I don't know, but I think with the team we're building and the structure the club is turning into with all the young players. Once we as we said, play together for a longer period of time and everyone gains more experience, I think we're going to be one of the best teams in the world.
All right. Here we go again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Look, you've seen that clip of Reece James. I wanted to share that with you guys because I think it's quite important, because a lot of players are coming out post that match against West Ham stating that, stick with us, be with us, back us, believe in us. And many of us have been saying as well, look, a lot of new players have come in, a lot of the injured players are returning back, and to stay patient. Look, everything that Reece James has said in that particular video, it's true. I mean, the way our owners have, invested and heavily invested over the past couple of windows, especially the January one that just went, there is no doubt in my mind that they do want to win, they do want to compete, and they want to win the big trophies. They want Chelsea to get back to the top echelons of world football. There is absolutely no doubt about that. But having said this, let's check out the latest news. They are backing Graham Potter. Graham Potter, for them, is the man, with hook or crook, whether you like it or not. They are doubling down on Graham Potter, and they absolutely believe that this is the guy to deliver that success for us. This is the latest that's gone around. Chelsea's owners still have a lot of changes to make. They're confident they have got one of the best managers in the game. The board feel it will take some time for new players to gel and understand Potter's methods and tactics as well. So look, the new owners, they understand that there's been a lot of adversities. They understand there's been a lot of changes. And for them, they don't want to hold that, against Graham Potter and put him under pressure that, you've got to deliver X, Y, Z. This is the vibe that I'm getting from the new owners, that they want to give him that leeway. They want to give him that leeway. Look, for me, because of all of that, it makes me feel like this particular season is a write-off. Anything can possibly happen. We could still end up finishing in mid-table. We could get knocked out by Dortmund in the Champions League, which is coming up, the match. And it honestly would not matter. It honestly would not matter. It seems like the owners have locked themselves in that, you know what? Injured players, new ownership, new players coming in, it's going to take a bit of time to gel. So for me, I think we as a fan base, and I know there's a lot of you guys out there that probably think in the similar vein as me, in the sense that, well, surely with the kind of results that we're having, we need to improve on that a tad bit. We need to show some form of playing style, some form of structure with and without the ball. We need to show some form of grit. We need to show some form of tactical genius when we play games, some form of, in-game management. The substitutions need to be better, the player management. Some of the players, it feels like they're not really developed. One of the biggest one being Mason Mount, and there's plenty more. Havertz is another one that just keeps declining. So we can sit here and talk about all of that, but I think for the new owners, it doesn't mean anything this season. So for me, I'm putting a marker down. I'm putting a marker down for this season that it is what it is. That's life. That's life. This season that's life. It doesn't matter what level of success we find, because Graham Potter will stick around. But having said that, next season, I need to understand, because I think the owners, as I said, with the January window that just happened, they've given us a clear indication that they want to do something major at Chelsea Football Club, along with stadium redevelopment, along with the multi-club model, along with all the marketing and sponsorship, this, that, the other. It gives me the indication they want to do something major with Chelsea Football Club. And as I said, the window, the money that we've spent. But they've also kind of indicated already that it doesn't matter what happens this season, Graham Potter sticks around. But what is the message for next season? I need to understand where we're going to go next season, because surely if things don't turn around, someone has to be accountable for it. Furthermore, in this particular topic, Chelsea want to protect Graham Potter. They want to proceed in this process together. Results are always needed. This is the mission for Potter, to get them as soon as possible. And the moment there's no conversation with any other manager. So there you go. There is nothing being talked about any other manager. So forget about us thinking about Hansi Flick, Luis Enrique, Zinedine Zidane, and all of those names that's getting thrown around. Right now, the owners, the board, they're very comfy with Graham Potter, and they want to give him the time at the moment. So I think we as a fan base, we need to start sort of planting that seed in our head that forget anything that's going to happen this season. Just take it as a free hit. Take it as a free hit. The internal message at Chelsea is clear. They are on the same page as Graham Potter and also want to protect him. They knew having all these new players would not be easy, and Chelsea are convinced they did well to get Potter. Look, there you go. Our owners are damn convinced that they've got the right man. They're damn convinced they've got a big-time manager. And they want to protect him with hook or crook. They really want to look after him. And I truly hope this turns out well for them. I truly hope Graham Potter showcases that he's the right guy. Look, there is still a lot of changes that needs to happen at the football club. There's a lot of players that need to go out. Maybe a couple of more inclusions to come in the striking position. Definitely, we've been talking about, Victor Osimhen. We've been talking about Ivan Toney. Players like Lukaku needs to move on as well. And yeah, even in the summer, there's going to be Nkunku coming in. So there's a lot of changes that's happening. There's a lot of changes that will still happen. But I want to get into a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where we don't have any more excuses. When will that situation arrive? I don't want to be talking about injuries anymore. I don't want to be talking about new players and gelling. Like, surely there comes a point where we can exhaust all of these excuses and we can start really putting Graham Potter accountable, having Graham Potter accountable for where the football club is moving. What achievements are we getting or not getting? So right now, as I said, this season, bring out all the excuses, bring every single excuses out there. And some of the excuses are damn legitimate. They are damn legitimate. A lot of injuries that has happened this season to key players, as legit. We brought in new players in as well. That's legit. So I want to get into that utopia scenario where it's all good now. Graham Potter, now it's time for you to take the team and build that system and build that philosophy and build that playing style. Because for me, honestly speaking, you can't completely get rid of adversities. Adversities should be there, but the message I'm sort of getting, from the new owners is Graham Potter is not going to be judged based on months. He's going to be judged based on years. Well, there will be adversities during these years. Like, surely we're not looking at Arsenal and thinking, we need to follow that blueprint, finishing 8th, 5th, and then really start contending for the title. I think the way we've moved, we can fast track that, and I'm pretty sure the owners would feel that they can fast track that. Ladies and gentlemen, you let me know how you feel about this whole conversations that's happening in regards to Graham Potter. Owners, complete faith in him, protecting him. And for me, it feels like a free hit and it feels like a write-off season this season. Come next season, I don't know. I need our owners to come out and give us what is the expectation, what are the expectations, and what happens if the expectations aren't met. Ladies and gentlemen, you let me know how you feel about that whole Graham Potter scenario and the owners completely backing him. Potentially, anything can happen this season. It doesn't matter. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, Todd Boehly is already thinking about building the future team around Joao Felix. Jorge Mendes will help parties agree a transfer fee in June. A figure of 100 million, 85 million could be sufficient despite Atletico asking for more. This is fantastic. Look, Joao Felix, already the first couple of matches that we've seen him play, obviously the first one he got the red card and he was sent off, but he was still the standout attacker. And in the last match against West Ham, along with Enzo Fernandez, those two players were absolute standouts. So you can see the big difference of him at Atletico Madrid, where he had the shackles on, whereas now he has the freedom. He's an important player, but I want to stay calm. I want to stay patient. I want to see how this season ends up. And by the end of the season, if we can all come together and conclude the fact that he has been magnificent, then there is no doubt that Chelsea Football Club will go after him. And I believe we can get him from something around £85 million. Don't forget, I mean, we've already paid a good amount of money, which is, 12, 13 million for this season. So I don't know whether that's going to be 85 on top of that, but I think we can hopefully get a discount, 85 in total, after the loan fee that we've already paid, which is a nice, handsome money that we paid for 5-6 months. I think £85 million is far realistic, somewhere around, what was getting touted in the figures of Enzo Fernandez. I think that is a little bit unrealistic. Yes, he signed a contract extension at Atletico Madrid, but I feel like 85 million is something that we can do. Obviously, Atletico Madrid will do their level best to push for more, but Joao Felix is probably around that mark. Chelsea would love to keep Joao Felix, and a post-loan plan was discussed with Atletico Madrid when deal was done. This has given Chelsea confidence that they can sign Felix if all goes well. So look, I'm glad we've already talked about a permanent plan for Joao Felix when we did the loan agreement with Atletico Madrid. And don't forget, Jorge Mendes, very, very close with Todd Boehley. So hopefully something can happen there. Chelsea feel there's serious possibility to reach an agreement with Atletico for less than 105 to 115 should Joao Felix told Atletico he wants to stay at Chelsea. Positive feelings at the moment. Look, it all comes down to the player. If the player wants to stay at Chelsea Football Club, I think it'll happen. And right now, the vibe from the player is very positive. He loves Chelsea. You can see it. He absolutely loves it. And also, guess who else loves him? Todd Boehly. Todd Boehly has already fallen in love with Joao Felix, who is already thinking of building the team of the future around him. Todd loves young quality footballers. He wants to try to put together a young squad that is prepared to win while having fun. Fantastic. Look, as I said, the combination between Enzo Fernandez and Joao Felix already looks juicy. They, I think, live in the same hotel together, so you can see there's a bit of chemistry happening. And this chemistry, as the season continues on, I'm hoping will be even more fruitful. That assist from Enzo Fernandez against West Ham, oh, so beautiful, so beautiful. And that tapping, I mean, I hope Joao Felix keeps getting those tapping finishes. Look, I think for me, there's not many people in the football club right now that gives me the belief that we can do something this season. It's especially these two, Enzo Fernandez and Joao Felix, are the only one that gives me some sort of belief that we can turn this season around and make something out of it. I know the vibe at the moment I'm personally getting is that this is a write-off season. Doesn't matter what happens. And I think some of the press conference, comments that's coming from Potter is kind of making me feel that way as well. I know Potter has said that, look, this is a results-based business. If the results don't go our way, things could go south for him. But look, at the end of the day, I think he's staying, and that's fine. That's fine. We are making sure we are providing Graham Potter with everything. But right now, I still have my doubts. The only two people that I don't have doubts on is Joao Felix and Enzo Fernandez. I'm hoping we can do something. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel about everything that we talked about, Graham Potter and Joao Felix. Joao Felix, potentially a permanent deal. How do you see that going down with someone like Nkunku coming in? I think Kai Havertz's career, if this is the case, that Joao Felix ends up being permanent, I think Kai Havertz's Chelsea career is probably going to be finished by then. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, see ya.